Gather round, my friends. Gather round and I'll spin you a tale of randomly determined PvP opponents. We are just getting things set up here with some major spreadsheeting and wheel of names spinning that's about to happen. So far we have around 70 applicants. Around 70 applicants from various regions. We have people divided up into the Americas, Europe, and Asia again, just to make time zones a little bit easier for people to match up against each other and, you know, pick a time that works mutually. Han Langrisser, welcome to the chat. Ozma, welcome to the chat. Noticing, as always, there's a few late people to sign up, but that's okay, because we have a little bit of room for everyone. And I suppose we are technically a few minutes late, so why don't we just go ahead and get started? That necessitates... Oh, are you hearing me twice? Oh, that means there's something that's not muted somewhere. I bet it's Twitch. There. That should solve that problem. Thank you, Ozma, for looking out for me. That's one of the downsides of the gigantic monitor, is I kind of forget what all my screens are. So I have like YouTube chat on one side of the screen, Twitch chat on another side of the screen, and sometimes one of those little monitoring services is juicing my own voice back into the stream. So let me know if that worked. You should only be hearing the original Kong, at this point in time. So without further ado, what's the next thing we have to ado? Alright, let's, there you are. There I am. Yes, we've got the old Final Fantasy stream set up here to allow for the more expansive view of the spreadsheeting. So welcome to the stream, everyone. As you can see here, we've got some beautiful groups lined up, ready and waiting for American players, ready and waiting for some fewer European players, and then of course ready and waiting for the fewest, but of course most potent of Asian players. So let me just make sure... You can see what I've got here. This is going to be, I'll paste the names into these groups here. I'm going to go across this way. In previous streams, we've gone down, like the first 5 people are in this group, then the next 5 are in this group. But I think that takes a little bit of the fun and the suspense away, because if you're in that first group, then you immediately know who all your opponents are, and you can just leave and like start doing your research and start preparing. So this time what we're going to do is go across and basically seed all the groups like one row at a time, so you won't actually know who all your opponents are until we've done drawing everyone. On a region-to-region basis, of course. In the next tab over, we have our list of all the signups, so I'm just going to... You don't really need to know anything about that. I'm just going to copy and paste the names from there into our handy-dandy random name sorter here, which has a picture of Professor Jugler in the middle of the screen. So if you have a problem with your groups, blame Professor Jugler. Okay, so why don't we just get started? Actually, while I'm pasting, why don't you let me know in the chat if there's anyone you're particularly hoping is in your group? Like, who do you want to fight against the most? We're gonna do the Asian folks first. And I know there's one more Asian folk at the bottom of the list, so we're not going to forget you, Irinoa. Okay. Well, the first roll is always the most exciting. Lord is hoping his group is Freed, LW, Lord himself, and empty slots. Lord, were you in the group of death last season? I recall there being like one super hard group. Aerie theoretically made it perfect. I think Aerie was the 11th person, so I already put a name in, or a number in there for him. But either way, the last number, the last Asian entry here could be for Johnny if he wakes up in time and decides to sign up. Freed, I see you in Discord, there's still time. I'm drawing Asia first. That's just me speaking to Freed whilst I type at him. Alright. We don't need to delay any longer. Let's get started with Asian group number 1, draw number 1. Hopefully this is suitably dramatic. Oh, and right out of the gate we get Biomo first. So, we know that group 1 is going to be a good group. Second up, we have Yusei. Can I change Biomo to Saint Jacques? Oh, it's going to be Saint Jacques playing? Sure, I'll change that right now. Hey, LW, thanks for dropping by. I couldn't help but notice that you didn't sign up for this tournament, LW. Maybe next time. Alright, and the first name for Group 3 in Asia is going to be Newbie. Barely, almost got a Shrivelier there. Okay, so doing, as I said in my video description, some very exciting spreadsheet administration here. Does someone in the Discord want to guide Freed to where the sign-up is? Because I don't want to have to keep looking over at Discord and doing stuff whilst I'm also doing some drawing. Anyway, we shall continue. So, the second person for Asian Group 1 is going to be Jurg. Alright. Second person for Group 2. Thank you, Lord. We got Vasily, my guildmate. I can hear people outside honking. We got a hurricane coming my way tomorrow, so as soon as this stream is over, I'm going to be going outside and collecting all my lawn furniture. Tucking it away somewhere so it doesn't smack into the side of the house. Okay, next up we have Hail. The famous Hail always does well in Summit der Langrisser, usually at the expense of people forfeiting to him, but we shall see how he does this year. And let's see, do we have any more latecomer Asians? No, that's all just Americans. So we continue with Asian drawing. And it's going to be Whooper. So Whooper going into that grouper with Saint Jacques and Jurg. Next up for Group 2, Katakuri. Another player who's always been there for us in terms of PvP performance is concerned. And continuing on to the Newbie and Hail group. We have Demon Slayer Muzan. Okay. Only 2 players left that can potentially seed into these groups now. Irinoa is going to be in Group A. And then we always roll it, even though there's only 1 name left, because I feel bad for the people who don't get to see their name spin around. So, for your sake, Shrivelier, there is the last spin, and by default, I'm sure there was lots of suspense and tension while that wheel was spinning around, but there is the second Asian group, Yusei, Vasily, Katakuri, and Shrivelier. First group, Saint Jacques, Jurg, Whooper, and Irinoa. And the third group is going to be the group of 3, for now at least, Newbie, Hail, and Demon Slayer Muzan. Like I said, if Johnny does show up and decide to sign up, depending on when he does that, like if it happens while the stream is still on, I think I'm going to roll one random number out of these people and kind of like plop him in. Instead of just giving him by default this last spot in Group 16, or Group C, or Group 3 for Asia, whatever you want to call it, because I don't think it's very fair for someone like Johnny to like hold out on the entire several weeks that registration has been open, see who his opponents are going to be, and then sign up. So if Johnny or someone signs up, I'll pick a random name there, plunk them in there, and then move them to the last slot. If that happens. I'm like throwing Johnny under the bus, even though this is just all theoretical Junnage. Yeah, so that is it for Asia. The group's looking pretty sweet there. So let's go ahead and copy some European names to get the next set of people rolling. And were there any late Europeans? No, it was all Americans and the one Asian. But right off the top, I did notice that there are two Kythopses, so we'll remove one of the Kythopses. We don't want to have him having to play multiple sets of games. Okay, that's a good point, Najin. Yeah, the last person does get to see their name spin around more than anyone else, but they didn't get to see their name selected and highlighted by the cute little Professor Jugler, so... you know, it's only fair to give them a little confetti burst. Consolation confetti. Okay, so we've got the European names loaded up. There are a few more of them than there are Asians, so this is going to take way longer. It's going to take like 6 spins longer, so I hope you're buckled up and ready to go with a tasty beverage. Actually, that's a good point. All right. First spin for Europe. Let's see who it's going to be. And it's going to be Sam Tindo. Presumably on his own account for a change. And let's go with the first name for the second European group. Mew. Move you, Mew, and paste you in here. Okay, the leader of the third European group is going to be Cuck. Cuck had a really good regular season. Tends to. So we shall see how he's able to perform in Summit der Langrisser Season 13. And the leader of the final group is Tommy Bowl. That's the final European group? Yes, it is. Alright, so back into Sam Tindo's group. Let's see who Sam's first opponent is going to be. Tomato, another strong PvP player. I guess I don't have to keep saying that, because pretty much everyone who's in Summit der Langrisser is going to be more than likely a strong PvP player. That said, there could be some tougher groups than others, so we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. Tomato had a good season this year as well. Okay, Leo Smart, the Russian streamer and strategy squad member, gracing us with another Summit der Langrisser appearance. I believe last season he knocked me out. So, that was obviously in the elimination round, as I am not European. But we'll see what happens this year. More than likely, it'll be me not making it to the elimination round. We will see. So the next European selected for Cuck's group is Sycoris the Ripper. Continuing apace. And, oh, is it? Yep, it's Tier Grants. Barely Tier Grants. So much copying and pasting. So Tommy and Tier Grants together in the fourth group. Then we have Ryan. Joining the fray with Sam Tindo and Tomato. Definitely a scary group. And then it looks like we're going to have Absol. Absol joining the likes of Mew and Leo Smart. And Meow Sensei, another scary player. Summit der Langrisser is fun for Meow Sensei because it's the kind of tournament that allows you to kind of screw around with your box a little bit. And Meow definitely likes to use some unorthodox characters in his box, so it'll be fun to see what he ends up doing this season. Now we've got B-Guy joining the final group here. And then we're going to get Will underscore, newly European Will underscore. He used to be an American, and now he's a Frenchman. Joining the first group there by Will. Only a few names left. Let's see who's coming up next. It is the one remaining Kythops. Going into Muse group. A few names left. Jagger. So much confetti. Can't stop it. Okay. Then we've got Sedsky. For now, at least, the final name in the fourth group. So just a couple players left, both Z names, almost like we're going randomly, alphabetically. So we're going to get Z. The actual literal Z name, it doesn't just begin with Z. It is Z. And then, of course, the final name, fellow streamer, professional streamer of Langrisser and other games, Zakama. Just had to get the sweet, sweet confetti celebration for you, Zakama. And pop you into Muse group. So there we have the European groups. Officially, unless we have any more late Euros. No, it looks like we don't. So for the first group in Europe, we're going to have Sam Tindo, Tomato, Ryan, Will underscore, and Zed. The second group in Mew, Leo Smart, Absol, Kythops, and Zakama. Third group, Cuck, Sicarus, the Ripper, Meow Sensei, and Jagger. And the fourth group, Tommy Bowl, Tier Grants, B-Guy, and Sedsky. Okay, so that is the Euros taken care of, which means now we've got the bulk of the remaining participants, the American group. No pun intended. Let's copy some American names. And obviously there are going to be more American names down here at the end. These are all the latecomers, obviously, since they joined before we sorted the list. Pop you in no particular order. Lord Thy God, Grenshiel, and Righteous Freed. Oh, nice. I'm so glad Freed got to sign up in time. Okay, yeah, I guess no sense in delaying. We will just get started with our first spin. Let's see, where am I? I want to at least look out for myself while the spins are happening. There I am. Nice little blue name at the bottom there. Okay, here we go. Spin one for the Americas. Professor Jugler, who's your first victim? It is Sadao. Sadao, one of the main orchestrators of the Mystery Guild Scrim Knight, getting lots of practice, and also our first honorary American leader of Group 1. Let's see who the leader of Group 2 is going to be. It is going to be Zigram, yes. Alright, spinning for the leader of Group 3, and it is Grenshiel, aka Listel, aka Naker. Joined up at the last minute, and now gets to wait for, 6 or 7 more spins before they find out who their opponent is going to be. So let us continue. I mean, I'm all for a little suspense, but there's no reason to draw this out unnecessarily, so we shall continue a-rollin'. In Faith, leading Group 4. Mr. Take It Easy. Gonna be leading group 5. And we have Ski. Imperial Ski. Leading group 6. And then Toxic Jessica, not just any Jessica, the most toxic Jessica in the tournament, who will be joining as the leader of Group 7. And another latecomer, Lone Bird. Reliable old Lone Bird. I shouldn't call you a latecomer because I always knew you were going to sign up. All it took was just a little prod, and there you are. Right at the top of Group 8. And then we have Windseeker, who was very successful in the last season of Summit der Langrisser. Looking to recapture that flame. And now, Sidao's first opponent is none other than Luxid. Luxid's still playing, apparently. Not sure what account that's going to be. Joining Zigram in Group 2, we will have Vice Lord. Vice Lord and his amazing Vargas. We got to see some sweet Vargas gameplay in the playoff replays earlier this season. And then we're going to have Falcon 4 AM. Maybe should have joined the European group if that's what time you're planning on playing. So it's going to be Falcon against Grenshiel. Those are both main quarters. So maybe the beef will get started in main court right now. No reason to wait until the matches. You might as well start grilling each other. Okay, so we've got Valabar. Valabar, who, if you were keeping track of my playoff replays that I posted and archived over the course of the season, treated us to a very entertaining match against Q. Okay, and next up we are going to have Fire's Requiem 1. Fire's Requiem the First. First of many, presumably. Joining Mr. Take It Easy in his group. Next up, we've got Edgar Allan Bro. Perennially one of my favorite Langrisser names. Joining Imperial Ski. And then joining Toxic Jessica, we are going to have the Lord Thy God. Just to go ahead and try to balance out that toxicity a little bit. Good luck, Lord Thy God. And then we have Wrong Raven, who is presumably not Proud Raven. Totally different Raven. And it looks like we're going to have a bird-themed Group 8 with Lone Bird and Wrong Raven together over there. Nice. Love to see stuff like that shaping up. Okay, next up we've got Righteous Freed, the most famous Langrisser streamer of all. Everyone is going to be excited to see what Freed can do in the Summit this year. Against Windseeker. Couple strong players there already. Then we've got Alex DK. I agree, LNR, that LW should definitely join the battle. I know he's just been starting to develop his PvP skills, but that's what Summit der Langrisser are for. It's really a place where you can like join and grow and get better and practice. So I think LW could definitely stand to join. He wouldn't be out of place here at all. So if you're still watching, there's still time. While I'm rolling, there's still time for you to throw your hat in. Okay, next we've got Cupid. Joining Zigram and Vice Lord in Group 3. And then we have Maybari. Maybari is another one of those really good players who I wasn't sure was still playing. I don't recall... Oh, didn't Maybari, like, forfeit early in the playoffs this season? Or was that a different account? I noticed there was an account that was called, like, not actually Maybari. I have a feeling that was actually Maybari's account, but we shall see what happens in Summit this season. Okay, we have this character. I believe the person's Discord name is Tears, so I'm just going to call them Tears. Apologies for the cultural insensitivity of not being able to read and speak every language. Alright, next up we've got Mikey Likes It, another perennial Summit der Langrisser player. I've definitely played Mikey before in this tournament. Then we have Moondoggy. So unfortunately, Xeno, you're not going to get your wish. Moondoggy's not going to be joining Group 8, but there's still some time to find out. Are there any birds left on the list? Jaden Nelson, ooh. Very strong PvP player from the famous Seven Heaven Guild. I don't see many of the other Seven Heaven players joining Summit der Langrisser, so it's good to at least have Jaden Nelson here. And then there's Zuko. Zuko joining Lonebird and Wrong Raven in Group 8. I believe Zuko and Raven have a lot of experience playing against each other. And next we've got Ozma. So Ozma will be joining Windseeker and Freed in Group 9. Nice! Ozma and Freed, at least, are both main quarters, so the beef can begin. That was on the Kong Win side of that invisible blue line, so that is going to be me. It's my time to shine in Group 1 against Sadao and Luxid. And Alex. That's going to be a hard group, and not because I'm in it. Okay, next up we have got My Name Was Stolen. Barely My Name Was Stolen. And Name, you are joining Zigguram, Vicelord, and Cupid. Alright, Zuko, I'm glad to see that the beef is already beginning in my chat. That is partly what this stream is for. I said, everyone come on out and curse your opponents. Raven being your favorite punching bag. It's only fate. It's as fate wills it. So then we've got Advid joining the group with Grenshiel, Falcon, and Maybari. Oh yeah, Falcon could have gone really well with the Lonebird and Wrong Raven group too. RNG, what were you thinking? Come on. What were you thinking, RNG? So we've got Ed254, Ed Numbers, joining the Infaith and Valabar group. Before we continue, I'm just going to check. Oh, we do have LW Gaming, who did sign up. Let's go ahead and add him to the wheel so he gets an opportunity to get a little bit of RNG going for his name draw here. So, LW could end up in any group. We added him in time. Next, we've got Rice Crew 2, a friend of the channel. Rice Crew is always joining for Kong streams, and I believe Rice Crew is, let's check. Rice Crew is the only silver player. Nope, there's another silver player. Rice Crew, are you silver? Yeah, so we have Rice Crew and Ski, who are silver players, and we also have LW, who is a bronze player. So we do have a nice little spread of variety of skill levels. We have Freed as well, who's obviously, at least in theory or in spirit, a silver player. So, sorry I shouldn't be getting involved in the beef. I'm the impartial RNG drawing guy. Freed, you know I love you. Okay, so we're adding Cruciferous Sprout, who will be joining the Moondoggy group. And then we've got Matthew Mick, who had a really good season. He's been, like, slowly and surely improving his game for the last couple seasons. This season, made it to Lang, made it into the playoffs, and actually made it through a round or two in the playoffs as well. So he's going to be joining Toxic Jessica, Lord Thy God, and Jaden Nelson in Group 7 to round out Group 7. Continuing onward, we've got Flary. Flary joining that group 8 with Lonebird, Wrong Raven, and Zuko. Then we have It's Banana Time. And by that, I mean it's Banana Time's time to join the group with Windseeker, Freed, and Ozma. That's going to be a fun group to watch. And LW Gaming barely squeaks in here. So LW is going to be joining... Oh, my group! That means me and LW are going to get to play in an official tournament setting. That'll be a fun one. LW is finally going to get his chance to beat me live on stream. Okay, next we've got a Winston, who's dropping into the Zigguram Vicelord group. A Winter Essence, another recent joiner. And I'm not sure, Winter Essence, if you have already joined the Summiter Langrisser Discord. Let me just check really quick. I don't see that you've joined. But we will bug you in main cord just to make sure you join the TSdL Discord. Straw, if you actually want to put the invite link to the Discord in my chat, that might be helpful as well while we're drawing these last couple names. And yeah, that goes for anyone else who's in this tournament but isn't in the Discord yet. You gotta join now. I think that might just be Winter Essence for now. So next up we've got Loon 3. All I know is we don't talk about what happened to Loon 1 and Loon 2. So Loon 3 dropping into Group 4 here. And then finally the last name. For now, I'm going to go back and check to see if there were any more late additions, but we've got Adestrak as the final name in Group 5. Let me just double check if we have any more latecomers. We do not. So, Straw also likes to keep registration technically open, at least for a day or so after we draw these names, just to give people a chance, like if they slept in for like 2 weeks and didn't sign up for whatever reason. There are a few slots left in each region, so as long as you join before like people in the group stage start actually fighting their games, maybe even then it's fine. But there's still a little bit of time, so if you're watching like this group drawing stream as a VOD like tomorrow or something, and you're like, I should have joined TSdL Langrisser, still go ahead and come into the TSdL Langrisser Discord server, fill out the Google Sheet, and Straw or me will slot you in somewhere and drop you in a group, and then you can just start fighting. So I'll go over the American names since I did it for Europe and Asia. We've got Group 1 with Sadao, Luxid, Alex DK, Moi, and LW Gaming. Group 2 is Zigguram, Vicelord, Cupid, My Name Was Stolen, and Winston. Group 3 is Grenshiel, Falcon 4am, Maybari, Advid, and Winter Essence. Group 4 is In Faith, Valabar, Tears, Ed254, and Loon 3. Group 5 is Mr. Take It Easy, Fire's Requiem the First, Mikey Likes It, Rice Crew 2, and Adestrak. Group 6 is Imperial Ski, Edgar Allan Bro, Moondoggy, and Cruciferous Sprout. Group 7 is Toxic Jessica, The Lord Thy God, Jaden Nelson, and Matthew Mick. Group 8 is Lonebird, Wrong Raven, Zuko, and Flary. And Group 9, final group in the American region, is Windseeker, Righteous Freed, Ozma, and It's Banana Time. So the top 2 players from each of these groups is going to advance to the elimination round. That's going to be 32 players, and then it's going to go in like a traditional tournament bracket format. So yeah, pretty much, I'm not sure when the group stage starts. Probably soon after, technically, I guess as soon as this stream is done. You know who your opponents are, so you might as well start scheduling your matches. Straw is going to be creating little groups like threads in the TSdL Langrisser server, so you'll all be able to chat with each other super easily. And then, yeah, fight each person in your group before the deadline, and then whoever has the best record will move on. And with that said, it would not do to end this stream without mentioning, at least in passing, if you enjoy these community tournaments and you'd like to support them and keep them going and keep them strong, and keep the prize pool enticing, since that at least is paying for a couple people's rent every now and then, consider donating to the tournament. I believe the bulk, if not all, of those donations go to the prize pool. So there will be a link in the donation channel in the Discord that will give you instructions on how to dump some money our way. And finally, last and probably least, at least in this case, if you want to support poor old Kong as I keep these streams and videos and such going, go ahead and follow my Twitch stream, follow or subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this VOD on YouTube, and consider a donation to poor old Kong as well, or joining my channel. There's all kinds of different ways to support me, and they all help, even as some noob YouTubers don't seem to understand. Even the old thumbs down on my videos helps my engagement and boosts my revenues. So thank you to those people who get angry at me for some reason. Okay, that's going to be it for this stream. Hopefully this was entertaining or infuriating, depending on what your group situation looks like. And I will catch you on the field of battle. Good luck, everyone, and enjoy this season of TSdL Langrisser.